Hello, Grace Church family. This is Pastor Tim with a quick video update for you about our Summer of Freedom. You may have heard, or maybe you attended yesterday after our second service, there was a brief meeting outlining an initiative that we are calling at Grace the Summer of Freedom. Back in the winter of 2024, back in February, at our annual church meeting, I outlined in very general, non-specific terms an idea about renovating our property here, or specifically our building. It included things like redoing our bathrooms and maybe renovating and upgrading our kitchen, creating some more office space, and then the big piece would be to reorient and expand our sanctuary. And I'm pretty excited about those things. We've done some preliminary work, have a lot more to do in that area. But between February and about a month or two ago, I began to, in prayer, feel that maybe we were approaching the needs of the church building and facilities backward. And what I mean is, I began to sense inside that it didn't make a lot of sense, and I believe this was from the Holy Spirit, it didn't make a lot of sense for us to raise funds and spend money on changing the building when we're still paying off debt on the church. And we don't have a lot of debt here at Grace, but we do have a sizable payment every month that goes out to service our debt. And so in prayer and in conversation with our council, with our church elders, we are bringing to you the idea of an initiative called the Summer of Freedom. What is the Summer of Freedom? Well, Summer of Freedom in a sentence is this. It is the idea and the desire to eliminate and entirely retire our church debt before we jump into the exciting renovation projects that we have planned. But instead of dragging that process out over, the next year to try to retire the debt, I believe in prayer that the Lord is leading us to focus intensely on knocking out this debt in a very short period of time, literally this summer, hence Summer of Freedom. In bringing this idea to our council, we've decided collectively, we've agreed together that we are going to focus the month of July and August on reducing the debt of the church. And here's the exciting part. Church council is so on board with this that we, again, agreed together that we will match $1 for dollar, $1 for dollar, anything that is given between the very last day of June, that is June 30th, and the very end of August, August 31st. In that time period, anything that is given, if $10 is given towards Summer of Freedom, it will immediately become $20 using Grace's cash reserves to match so that we can get fully, completely, and forever out of debt. This will free up about $2,700 every single month in our monthly budget, because our current balance, loan balance, is about $130,000. So what we're going to seek to do is to raise roughly $65,000 in 2 months. Is that realistic? I don't know. I think so. I just have a sense that it's going to take place. And really, the most exciting to me part of this whole thing is instead of just starting right away with, well, let's just start raising money and have people give, we're going to take the entire month of June 2024, and we are going to be praying individually and corporately during this whole month, asking God to do a miracle on our behalf, asking God to provide the funds that we will use to retire this debt so that we can get free from that shackle, from that prison cell that debt feels like, you know how that goes, that we can get entirely free so that when we start in the fall with the first part of this renovation project, which will definitely be the bathrooms. As a matter of fact, I'm sitting in my office right now, and my office will eventually become part of the expanded bathrooms. That doesn't mean my office will be in the bathroom, but that I'll have to find a new space because we're going to expand both the ladies' room and make the men's room really nice, and that's what's going to come, but not until we get rid of this debt. Again, back to the Summer of Freedom. I'm excited about what this is going to do. And I believe the Lord is going to meet us as we step out in faith, seeking to be the best stewards possible of the resources that He has just so generously and lavishly poured out on our church family. So, from right now, here's what I'm asking you to do. Would you begin to pray? Every day for this month. You can continue to pray. I'll encourage you to continue to pray through the whole summer. But specifically this month of June, would you begin to pray, God, will you meet the needs of the church so that we can retire the debt? And secondly, Lord, what would you have me do? And if the Lord doesn't tell you to give anything, then don't give anything. But if he puts something on your heart that he says, hey, you should give X amount of dollars, that you should make a sacrificial gift even, I think some people will, then you need to be obedient to that. I'm not telling you what to give. I want you to listen to the Lord and do what he says. That's much more important than me trying to get everybody motivated to do something as kind of a way of responding to man. I would much rather desire for you to respond to the Holy Spirit. So begin to pray right now and begin to ask the Lord, Lord, what would you have me to contribute to this Summer of Freedom? And this is not part of our tithes or offerings or our givings to mission. This is entirely separate and above and beyond. So please don't not give to missionaries. Don't not give to your regular giving through tithing and offering. Don't not do those things so that you can give to Summer of Freedom. Please don't do that. Instead, this is saying, Lord, what offering would you have me make? And if he wants you to give something, be obedient and do that. When we get to July and August, every 2 weeks, we will do an update, kind of like the 4 quarters of a football game, so you will be kept abreast of where we are in our Summer of Freedom initiative. Once we get to the end of the summer, anything left over and extra will be pushed towards our building fund and will help to make a way for us to have our bathroom renovation. Our heart is, my goal is, by the end of this year, we have no debt and we have new bathrooms. Maybe it's ambitious, maybe that's too much, but I'm excited and I'm willing to ask God for it, and I invite you to do the same with me. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. Love to talk about this, love to give more clarity if I'm not being clear, but join us as we celebrate this Summer of Freedom together. Thanks so much. God bless.